Aquí seguimos en las entrevistas del México Metal Fest en su quinta edición y nos encontramos con un ícono del rock y del metal. Nos encontramos con Dani, Filth. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you here since we heard that Cradle of Filth was playing once again here in Monterrey. All the crowd got very excited. I actually went to your show some years ago here in the city, and so much has happened. The pandemic, a new album for Cradle of Filth. How did you pass this last
I think
2
there's
years?
the only two things that happened in all those years.
Yes.
The pandemic and a new album from Cradle of Filth.
So, how was these 2 years for you? Did you enjoy your time off touring?
I thoroughly enjoyed the pandemic.
No, it's your time off touring.
Well, we were actually very lucky in respect that we had just gone into the studio to record the new album. Our drummer, Martin, who lives in mainland Europe, in Czech Republic, he'd already done the drums. And then there was a ban on people traveling. So I just stayed at the studio and just,
You tried to...
had a really good, it was very relaxed. Nobody was about, very chilled.
How is your creative process? Did you enjoy, I don't know, having a beer, having a coffee, having some water, something to get the ideas flowing? How does this creative process works for you?
Oh, well, God knows. There's no...
No formula?
No, otherwise everybody would be doing it, no. In regards to the band, we were writing on the road, and so, we were just getting influenced by... I think we spent 3 years doing a world tour.
Yes.
And in that time, traveling to all these big cities all around the world, kind of inspired the idea of existence as futile.
That's very, very great to think that you're seeing lots of parts in the world and you get inspired. Did you get inspired from Mexico, from about anything, something?
Well, actually, one of the last tours was South America in general. So Peru, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Mexico, Central America,
Of course. We have kind of different music styles. Are there any other styles of music that you're trying to, hear or get inspired? Because I know that Cradle of Filth tries to push the boundaries in the music.
I just think I've been a fan of all kinds of different music, really. Mainly quite dark music, but not averse to a bit of goth soundtracks in particular. Industrial. Anything's a bit dark, yeah.
Nice. And yes, talking again about this, pushing the boundaries of music and of metal styles, do you listen to any modern bands, to new genres within metal?
Gaera, you heard them? They've got a new album coming out called, which I think actually came out today, of all days.
That's the best promotion that they can ever
I doubt it. They're doing pretty well by themselves. But yeah, there's a lot of good bands. There's a band from England called Ghosts of Atlantis, New Skeletal Faces.
That's amazing. And doing featurings, I think it's one of the common things now in music and metal and the rock scene. You actually did a featuring with Bring Me the Horizon some years ago. So how that happened, they reached to you?
Yeah, they reached to us because Ollie, the singer, was a fan of Cradle of Filth.
Okay.
And the reason I particularly did it is because my daughter is a massive Bring Me the Horizon fan, so when they wanted me to do the video with them, I brought her along and she's in the background in the video, which gave her a lot of kudos of her friends.
Yes.
She's got like a lifetime pass now to any Bring Me the Horizon gig.
Okay. And how do you, what's your intake on these younger generations sometimes discovering metal music or heavy music, sometimes with these newer bands and other with
well, I think
bands.
It was the same for everybody. I mean, I discovered metal, when I was like 13. And at the time I was into like chart music like Ultravox and, Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Again, darker end of what was going on in the pop music scene at the time. And then, my friend introduced me to like Slayer and Merciful Fate, Ozzy. The list was endless, and suddenly I was just hooked. And I think that's like the gateway a lot of people find metal. And when they find it, they fall in love with it.
Yes.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
sometimes they go to older bands. Actually, that happened to me. I got hooked with metal and started listening to older bands. Some that released albums when I wasn't even born. So I think that's cool. Today, you're playing for a lot of young people that have never listened to these bands before. What would you say to all that crowd? To that maybe 15 to 18-year-old people?
Come and see us.
Pay a ticket.
Obviously, we'll see them later. I mean, I think they're going to enjoy the show. I think they're enjoying everything that's here. What I particularly like about this show, there's a lot of bands that have been very influential. Dismember for one, Destruction, Hellhammer. Well, the list is endless. Tankard.
Of course.
Grew up on Tankard, Sodom. You got Mayhem tomorrow. You know. And a lot of newer bands as well. Batushka, is that how you say it?
Yes, Batushka.
Yeah. Nervosa playing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
A Dark Funeral playing as well, which I didn't realise.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Creator,
Mm-hmm.
very influential band.
Yes, of course.
So
And
yeah,
I think they have like the full menu of rock and metal bands that they can enjoy.
Absolutely, yeah. I just wish I was seeing Wasp, to be honest. But we got to fly home first thing in the morning.
Okay.
It's a ways away.
For yourself, do you think sometimes, I actually think that you've become a metal icon for all the past generations as well, and the newer generations. Do you sometimes think about it, about your...
No, it's the first time. Now you've mentioned it.
So, well, thank you. We hope
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
enjoy.
I'm really enjoying this festival thus far. Really grateful to be here. I think it's going to be an amazing evening.
That's going to be amazing.
Really looking forward to it, actually. I'm going to go and catch a bit more Dismember, I think, before starting to get ready for tonight's show.
Of course. We hope you have an amazing show and thank you so much for being
My pleasure,
here.
thank you.
Aquí estamos con Dani Filth en la quinta edición del México Metal Fest.